I've done it. I have completed the final version of my Drytron Ruin, which I dub Drytron Ruin Lifts. 45 size. Right. I'm very proud of it. I think it's pretty much as consistent as it can possibly get with this list. Uh, I'll walk everyone through everything about this deck and why I chose them to be the way they are. So, I've got 6 hand traps. Hand traps are so important in the current meta game that you really can't go by without hand traps. I have 6 hand traps, all of which I can activate from my hand immediately. I'm not running any multiple copies of any of the ones per turns. Droll Lock is the most important. Ash Blossom is not all that important. Ghost Ogre and Ghost Bell synergize very well with each other in the rare chance I draw them together. One destroys and one negates from the graveyard, allowing for a double entendre. But at the very least, destroying things on the field is always a good thing, I think. Even if they do end up having a graveyard effect, as long as it's not a float back. If it is a float back, then, I still think that's a worthy disruption. A lot of things in the meta, of course, do stuff in the graveyard, so Ghost Bell is really good. We've got one Diviner of the Herald. So I've messed around with ratios and found that you really only need one. And now for the core, the main engine here, we've got the Drytrons. We've got 2 of Altais, 2 Eltanen, 3 Aldiba, and 3 Thubans. Because these are these two you want to draw before these two. Technically, I could increase the ratios, but I think it isn't all that important. We've got our boss monsters, DA Draco and Podrontids. Podrontids, I've literally never seen this guy go into the field ever, but like pretty much every deck has it for Drytron, so I figure I may as well. It's just the fact that Drytron, if it ever gets destroyed, can float into this, and this can float into Drytrons onto the field. That's really powerful. Unfortunately, it does mean it's a brick to draw because you really don't want it on your hand, and you want it even less so in your graveyard because if it's in the graveyard, then the Adraconids can't special summon it when it's destroyed. It says you can summon from the hand as well, but obviously you'd much rather have other stuff that's better in the hand. So I was considering going for Bethor instead of Phaleg, but I realized something very important about Phaleg. It increases your attack. And the reason that's important is because as long as there's at least 2 on the field, two rituals on the graveyard, which is very likely by the time I need to ritual summon something. In the rare chance that I can get Phaleg on the field. If I want to make the deck size bigger for some reason, Phaleg is definitely something I can run multiple copies of. I obviously would probably need to run a little bit more of the Drytrons. And probably slot in a few more hand traps along the way, but right now, this deck list is perfect the way it is. 3 Bentens because 3 Bentens. Kind of the best. You tribute Benten to Sorcha Benten with the Drytrons, and it's ad infinitum until it ends with Diviner. If I know I can't go into another Benten anymore, then we just go into Divider immediately and see what we can do from there. Natasha, main deck. Her form of removal is just too useful in my opinion. She has to stay. I want her to stay. She's very pretty. Pretty much, I could get away with not having Natasha and Ruin. The reason they're both there is just because I think they are pretty, and this was the whole reason. Uh, Ritual summoning was my favorite mechanic. Well, Ruin, not Natasha. I only learned about Natasha earlier. The megaliths were running a 3 package of the megalith engine. The only purpose of the megaliths is to bring out Ruin. Because it's easier to bring out Ruin with Ophiel's effect. Plus, I get the special effect. Although realistically, Ruin's gonna be summoned in defense position and it's just gonna be there as moral support. For the most part, well, she has ritual destruction prevention, which is useful because Drytron doesn't have any defensive utility. Well, disruption is a form of defense, but uh, still technically vulnerable to Raigeki and Lightning Storm and Kaijus, but there's not much you can do against Kaijus as a removal, typically. Uh, Defensive cards, we have non-hand trap, non-engines in the form of triple tactics and forbidden droplet. For defense, the forbidden droplet is good whether you're going first or second, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with having 2 of them. Nothing wrong with having 2 triple tactics either. We got 3 of Cyber Emergency and 3 of Drytron Nova and 1 Foolish Burial, which all are of course for increasing consistency. Same for Hand Destruction. That's pretty much what every spell here is. Pretty much every spell is for consistency or has some sort of defensive utility. Mostly for consistency. Hand Destruction is consistency and also a form of disruption. I could activate it on the opponent's turn potentially, but I'd need to have 2 cards. I'd need to end my turn with 2 cards on hand, and preferably those 2 cards are things I can get away with discarding. But you never know when it might come in handy. The effect, its defensive utility though might not be all that good because graveyard effects. What if the things they discard have graveyard effects, and a lot of things have graveyard effects. So I could potentially be helping them with this effect. Fafnir is technically just a 4th copy of Drytron Nova and nothing else. And of course, 3 Infinite Imperm. Some people don't know this, but Infinite Imperm is not a once per turn, which is why I feel like I can get away with having 3 of them on my deck. In the rare chance I draw all 3, which would be very, very unfortunate, I can activate all 3 of them, and it'll be glorious. And last but not least, Upstart Goblin. This might seem like a stupid choice, but here's the thing. If I made my deck the minimum deck size, the chances of me drawing my bricks is a little too high for my liking. Upstart Goblin technically allows me to get it is technically 3 slots you can use to increase your deck size rather than decrease your deck size, which sounds really stupid, but that was the intention. Besides, the increased life points effect doesn't matter all too much. Come turn 3 or even just on turn 2 immediately, I'm more than likely already capable of OTKing even if my opponent does get 11,000, because 5,000 plus 2,900 plus 2,900, that's 5 plus 3 plus 3, that's 11th, okay, it's slightly short, but I'm most likely gonna have at least one more monster I can attack with. Although, of course, that's assuming on turn 2 and on turn 3, my opponent doesn't have anything on board. So, OTK is definitely possible on an empty board, and that's all you need. Albeit, it's unrealistic. It's a little unrealistic. Well, Ruin has the effect with the deal attack equal to the attack of the monster she destroys thing. So that could help with consistency in doing an OTK, but realistically, I don't believe this deck can OTK. Yeah, for some reason, I still feel like I'm breaking a lot. I do have more options. So originally, Upstart Goblin was actually Dark World dealings. So, and if I did want to, I can have hand destruction, or no, not hand destruction, card destruction, maybe Pot of Prosperity, alongside any other hand traps I'll inevitably want to run to maintain the ratio. But again, this deck size is perfect. Oh, there's also that grass looks greener. The Drytrons want to be on the graveyard. But yeah, I think 45 is sort of the ideal deck size, and this is kind of the ideal ratio. Extra deck. We've got one Elder Entity. I'm more often than not going to go for Herald of Arclight. But you never know. I might discard Elder Entity every now and then. And at the very least, it's an Ultimate Slayer target on my from my side deck. So if my enemy's doing a fusion strategy, like for example, uh, not Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, since that guy's immune to destruction, but maybe something like Tearlaments. Not that you'd want to destroy them. But like I can't think of any other fusions. We've got Dawn Dragster, Herald of Arclight, Divine Arsenal as a board wipe, uh, Dark Arm Dragon style as a panic button. Downward Magician used to be here, but I realized she's kinda worthless. I have no idea why a lot of people are running her. Yes, you can summon her on main phase too, but like, I prefer just running more Lyrilusk. I replaced Downerd with Ensemble because I like her bouncing effect for special summon. She's sort of a hard turn one thing. If I can't do anything, I can just uh, link Xyz into Ensemble and at least negate one special summon. Which might be, which could be all the disruption you need in order to make it to turn 3. I don't know. Try to clap back. Underworld Goddess is a kaiju. As long as you have 4 materials or some other link or any of these other link 2, so you only technically need 3 material for technically only 3 after then. Dynamondo is a must for any ritual strategy that utilize their extra deck in any capacity. Little Knight and Masquerena because they're not banned yet, and they're fucking overpowered. So Masquerena's usually gonna be part of my turn 1 end board, because Masquerena can either go into Dynamondo so I can do more negates with Drytron, or a Little Knight for defense, in case Drytron somehow is not gonna cut it. Frost Sheep allows me to draw and discard more. Never had needed its effect before, but in some rare instances I might need it. You never know, it could be useful one day. I like Cross Sheep, okay? They're cute. He's cute. I want Cross Sheep. And finally, we've got 2 Relinquished Anima. The effect isn't as useful as the fact that it's a Link 1, meaning I can immediately send something I Drytron Nobud into the graveyard immediately that way. And immediately that's two bodies with one card, which is very useful very powerful. Got full playset of Gameciel, good removal for any would-be boss monster. If I know I'm going first, and I think I really just need raw power, I can side Dryton, Mewtwo, and Ursatron, pretty much replacing all of the non Drytron thingies with the exception of Ben 10. So I can lean more heavily on the Drytrons, and potentially it could result in a more consistent turn 1 board, albeit without my beloved Ruin. Ultimate Slayer is technically just an additional kaiju we can use. Unfortunately, there's only 15. As much as I wanted a full playset of them as well, I had to come up with the ratios, and this is the best I could come up with. Oh, and yeah, when I know I'm going turn 1, Drytron Meteor Shower. It's an additional disruption. And then everything else is 4 going second, 3 evenly matched. Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, Ultimate Slayer, and Gameciel. So, way more going second cards decided than going first, but you know, going second is the thing you want to deal with the most. Right. Enough yapping. So let's go try this out against the AI first as a bit of a warm-up. Yeah, let's go with 3 minutes. If I can't do my Drytron stuff 3 minutes, then I'm not ready for online with this yet still. Whew. Let's do this. Oh, hell yeah, rock. There's rock every time. Rock triumphs every time, every goddamn fucking fuck you. This deck combos a lot, so it's still pretty much hard loses. The Maxi, man, I hate that. Alright, I'll start with Upstart. That could... I'm not sure how the AI tries to respond to Upstart. Does the AI think it's good because even though we're getting a card, they're getting 1,000 life points? Alright, it seems like they really just don't have any disruption. Alright, Drytron Nova. Go for Aldiba. Aldiba. Link into Relinquish. Good god, this is gonna suck. From the hand, Tribute Benton. Suban. We are adding the A Draco. Benton. Search Benton. So, I'm willing to bet this is either Red Eyes, Dragoon, or Altergeist. And you know, I think it's Altergeist, which really sucks if that's the case. Could have Nibiru'd me a long time ago, but they clearly don't have it. So rejoice. No! It's alright, we don't... The additional body on the grave would have been nice, but not important. Actually, it means I can't get my spell negate now. Okay, it sucks, but I'm going to have to summon... Oh yeah, I can't... Hmm, well played. And there's the Imperm. Who can we link off into? Nobody good, that's for sure. We'll go into Little Knight. Do not activate, there's nothing to banish. Yeah, let's get this back to hand. A loss of 1,000 attack doesn't really matter all that much. Although I really should have summoned them in defense position. What if they have Lightning Storm? They have Dark Hold and there's nothing I can do to begin with. Let's see here, we've got... Oh, it's Salaman. Yeah, just activate it so the game won't bother me. I'm wasting my negates realistically. I will negate this. What else could they add as a spell or trap? I'm gonna save my other negate. Another circle. Oh shit, they attacked into my Little Knight. Really? Fuck. Are you kidding me? Yeah, of course they had both. Why wouldn't they? It isn't that bad. My situation is not that helpless. I can try summoning Meteonis Quadrantids, maybe. If I could find a way to add this back to hand, that would be so nice. I just realized summoning this with DA isn't actually gonna allow it to use its effect, so it's objectively just a bad idea to do that. That's all we've got. You know, for someone that got like a million cards from Maxi, you sure are struggling. Shit. Don't activate the effect. I'm gonna pay for cost for nothing. Link 4. Boral Sword. No! Ugh, how frustrating. Ugh. Reciting 1, we're going first again. No Max C this time, fantastic. How very fortunate. I need Upstart to upstart something good. I mean, maybe that's good. All depends. Wow, they discarded their hand traps. Well, fuck me then. Wait, hold on, those are rituals. That was a pretty mid-end board. I can summon Underworld Goddess. Oh, because this guy's linked too. Why can't I activate Drytron Meteor Shower? Oh, now I can use it. Let's see them link this off first. Wait for Boral Sword. Or that. I'm gonna negate that. Alright, end of main phase. We did it. Nothing on battle phase, of course. Dynamundo. Bantan back to hand. Kinda useless top deck. Oh, what a struggle. Alright, time for the all-important round 3. I really don't know what I should be bringing. But I sure do need to think fast. Okay, we top deck troll and lock. That's amazing. Who is useless? Because they never searched. What the fuck? Uh, oh. The activation of Max C prevented me from being able to use hand destruction. I see. I guess I didn't think about that. The opponent also needs to have 2 cards in their hand for me to be able to use this. I can't realistically do anything. Alright, let's heart of the cards with Altace. We are never punished. Oh, I could have stolen Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Damn it! That could have been game changing, actually, straight up. No! Oh, whatever, I wasn't gonna win that. 3 minutes is too short. Again, combo decks need a lot of time, man. It's supposed to be 5 minutes. I don't know why it's 3 minutes when you're against an AI. I might want to change hand destruction for Dark World dealings after all. Eh, my fault for not picking rock this time. I'm going first. That's scary. That is very scary. Yo, we got Alpha Suban and we got the only two we'll ever need. Right away, pretty much. Hell yeah. Oh, why'd they wait until now to trigger that? Hmm. Oh, right. They want me to go first. That's the worst. Just the worst. I'm gonna force him to go first. Really? Access code talker? Shit. Oh, what the Hmm. I gotta pee, and then let's play one ranked match. Oh shit. I got Droll unlocked. It's Fiendsmith, you Bell. Or not. Never heard of this archetype before. What's the point of doing all of this? Cross sheep. And they still special summon? That was their normal summon. Up. Fafnir doesn't do anything anyway. I assume this is an OTK they're going for. Putting up the cards as best as I can, so that I might be able to win in round 2, at least. They're just spinning cards around. What's going on? Smith into Engraver into Requiem into Engraver. Equip Requiem to Engraver. Fun fact, I have no idea what the fuck Smith does. Is that enough to kill? Oh, yep, that's 5,000. That was the end goal? Shuffling 5 other Memento monsters. Wacky. Shit. I'm still thinking about hand destruction. Should I change it to Dark World dealings? Hand destruction is technically a -1 in card advantage because I discarded 2 cards and hand destruction. The opponent gets to draw cards as well, but like hand advantage wise, it's still just -1. It doesn't change the fact that that doesn't change anything from the fact even though they also get to draw cards. Again, if I'm not the turn player and the opponent ends, if I'm fighting against a meta deck, then they're most likely going to end with at least 2 cards in hand. I'm pretty sure is going to be the case. Alright, that was a little unsatisfying. Now they know the choke point. They had 2 Effect Veiler isn't once per turn. Well, today I learned. I meant to put that in defense position. Oh, it's Ice Barrier. That's a good negate. Oh, shit, I need two monsters for it. I forgot it was 2100. I thought it was exact 2000. Bruh, come on. Why does dueling Nexus always have to be this way? I won round one at least. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop.